This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Karaba Avenue. I'm Amudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. In preparation for hosting the 15th Summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) on the 3rd to the 5th of May 2024, the OIC Secretariat convened a national forum on Saturday, the 16th of March. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education unveiled its Language in Education policy, which seeks to integrate local languages into the education curriculum from early childhood development to grade 3. The National Environment Agency, under its GCCA Plus Climate Resilience Coastal and Maritime Zone project, organized a forum on Thursday to explain that the agency has identified and classified environmentally sensitive zones along the Gambia's coastline. World Glaucoma Week was commemorated by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center in Kanifing. And in sports news, Interior Football Club are winners of the Honorable Sekou Bass tournament in the Upper River region after beating Fatoto Football Club at the Basse Mini Stadium. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. In preparation for hosting the 15th Summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) on the 4th to the 5th of May 2024, the OIC Secretariat convened a national forum on Saturday, 16th March. The event positions the Gambia as only the second sub-Saharan African country to host this summit. Lena E. Igwenyipa reports.
The OIC National Forum brought together religious leaders of the Muslim and Christian faiths, women's group leaders, chiefs and other stakeholders to discuss the aims and significant benefits of the upcoming summit, expected to be attended by presidents, kings, sultans, prime ministers, rulers and other world leaders. Yankuba Diba, CEO of OIC Gambia Secretariat, highlighted the unprecedented nature of this project and called for unified support.
This is a national project, and in order to give it that national character, we need to get the buy-in from all the people who are key, and we cannot do this without the involvement of prominent community leaders.
Binta Jame Sidibe, chairperson of the local organizing committee, emphasized the importance of inclusive planning for the summit's success.
What we want to showcases that this is Gambia, and Gambia we have religious tolerance, and Gambia we have ethnic tolerance. All the ethnic groups are the same, so we want to involve everybody to say that no one is left behind. We are all part and parcel of this program, and we want to make it a success so that we show the whole world that the Gambia, though it's a small country, but it's a peaceful country, and we have people with the capacity who can host such an international summit.
The summit's theme, enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development, emphasizes the crucial role of dialogue in resolving differences and achieving shared goals. This approach is key to ensuring sustainable human development and prosperity. Here is Kadi Omar Seka, Vice President of the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council, and Reverend Gabriel Leonard Allen, representative of the Christian Council Gambia.
We are
prepared to provide anything you may need for the summit. As mentioned, this is a national event. While it is an Islamic conference, it is hosted by the nation, and we all have a stake in its success.
I thank you all for coming back to the days at which we knew the Gambia. We at the Gambia Christian Council, we are the voice of all Christians.
Alaji Jaju, Executive Director of the National Youth Council, urged the OIC Gambia Secretariat to actively ensure youth participation in the summit.
In many countries worldwide, youth make up a significant portion of the population, and the Gambia is no exception. Therefore, our representation at the conference is significant.
The Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) is the second largest organization after the United Nations, with a membership of 57 states spread over 4 continents. This summit will boost the Gambia's international standing, showcasing its cultural heritage, investment opportunities, tourism potential while expanding the country's domestic economy and revitalizing small and medium-sized enterprises. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
In a significant stride towards education reform and preserving our local languages, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education unveiled its Language in Education policy, which seeks to integrate local language into the education curriculum, from early childhood development to grade 3. Leni Igwenyiba again.
This announcement at a press conference on Wednesday aims to incorporate languages such as Wolof, Mandinka, Pular, Jola, Sarahule, Serial and Manjago into the education curriculum. Since its inception in 2022, the policy underwent rigorous surveys and consultations, culminating in its validation in 2023. The core objective of this landmark policy are to enhance learning outcomes, preserve cultural heritage, improve communication, increase participation, facilitate the transition to formal education, and promote community engagement. Adama Jimba Job, Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, MAPSI, emphasized the transformative nature of the policy.
We also have learned from research and experience that the L1 or the language that the child understands at home is better used to help him or her comprehend and learn better if he or she is taught in a foreign language. And that is why we are calling it L1. That's their first language. It could be their mother tongue, but it could be the language where they're staying. This is a national duty. This is a national call. This is a national responsibility that we all need to spread the gospel for us to have a buy-in, take it as our property, take it as something that is coming to help our children, but not to see it as we are distorting education.
Sidia Jata, a linguist, says he studied linguistics in anticipation of witnessing this moment. Describing the policy as a monumental step in Gambian education, he stressed the need for commitment to its implementation to realize its full potential.
People who are made to think, learn in a language which is alien to them, to the detriment of their own language, a language who defines their identity and whose culture they are rooted in. This is a monumental task that we have before us. And if we are going to succeed in what we have planned, then we must commit ourselves, body and soul, to the implementation of the policy.
Emily Juve, a representative from the World Bank, praised the policy as evidence-based and poised to positively impact the lives of Gambian children.
Most Gambians already are multilingual from the start before ECD. And so tapping into an education system that encourages that, but also lifts up our mother tongue or the majority language is sure to have very concrete effects in the classroom. And this is not just what we think, this is what the evidence and the data speaks.
The Gambia, formerly under British colonial rule, has long relied on a single language education system, using English as the sole medium of instruction from pre-primary to tertiary levels. The new policy will ensure a smoother transition to English from grade 4 onwards, supported by tailored teaching materials. MOPSI plans to promote the policy through various interventions engaging key stakeholders across different regions. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
The National Environment Agency, under its GCCA Plus, Climate Resilience Coastal and Marine Zone Project for the Gambia, organized a forum on Thursday to explain that the agency has identified and classified environmentally sensitive zones along the Gambia's coastline. Loliam Camara reports.
Project for the Gambia is funded by the European Union, EU, in partnership with the government of the Gambia. Officials say the forum aims to explain the main coastal processes that strongly affect beach exposure in terms of inundation and flooding, coastal erosion and impact on marine species, amongst other factors. The project coordinator for the GCCA Plus project, Abubakar Kujabi, listed some of the sensitive areas identified by officials.
We have turtle nesting grounds along the coastline. We have fish spawning sites along the coastline. We have sand mining sites along the coastline. We have TDA, tourism development areas along this coastline. So how do we manage these areas? So we have to classify them based on how sensitive they are. So where do we have TDA? Is this the same area where we have the turtle nesting ground? So is that also the same area where we are doing our sand mining areas? So these are the things that we will consider and classify them based on these thresholds that we will identify during group works. So based on that, management plans will be developed.
The executive director of the National Environment Agency, Dauda Baji, says the Gambia is reported to be the 10th most vulnerable country to climate change globally. And due to its level of vulnerability and the poor state of the economy, the country is in urgent need of support in terms of investments and innovations in climate change-related measures to build resilience and adaptive capacities.
This forum offers an opportunity for stakeholders to provide and share input in resource management in integrated approach to conserve nation's coastal resources. Because we all belong to Isosola, so all of us have a share in it.
Dr. Heiko Selad, the GCCA Plus project's technical advisor, recognizes the role stakeholders played in the implementation of this project. He also called on them to give their best in devising tangible solutions to tackle the threat to coastal environmentally sensitive zones. According to the European Union representative, Evangelina Blanco, a program officer with the EU delegation to the Gambia, the GCCA Plus project is a 5.3 million euros project, which is around $380 million of grant aid, which she said has been implemented by the government of the Gambia through technical assistance.
The project has, for all these years, sought to benefit coastal communities and help coastal communities adapt to impacts of climate change through institutional strengthening, knowledge management, and demonstrated implementation of the integrated coastal zone management approach.
This is the 6th Coastal Zone meeting since the implementation of the project in 2019, and its objectives include supporting the implementation of recommendations set out in the 2016 Integrated Coastal Zone Management ICZM and strategic plans and national climate change policy. QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
The Ministry of Health's National Eye Health Program, NEP, in collaboration with the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, commemorated World Glaucoma Week by offering free eye care and glaucoma screening services under the theme, Uniting for a Glaucoma-Free World. Lena Igwenyiba has more.
World Glaucoma Week, observed globally this year from March 10 to 16th, aims to raise awareness about glaucoma's causes, treatment, prevention, and complications. The event emphasizes the importance of regular eye and optic nerve checks to detect glaucoma early and prevent vision loss. Dr. Winston Cisse, Chief Executive Officer of the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, explained the global prevalence of glaucoma and the number of patients diagnosed at the center.
Glaucoma is one of the main causes of preventable, irreversible blindness worldwide. It is a group of eye disorders that have very few symptoms in their early stages, but eventually lead to damage of the optic nerve, which can then lead to vision loss or complete blindness. By the year 2040, it is estimated that there will be 22 million individuals worldwide who are blind from glaucoma. People of African descent are 5 times more likely to develop glaucoma and 6 times more likely to go blind from glaucoma. Yet 90% of people of African descent do not know that they are living with the disease. And in 2023, 1,004 cases of glaucoma were diagnosed here at the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, and most of them are on treatment.
Sajo Kanyi, Program Manager at the National Eye Health Program, highlighted Gambia's efforts to provide nationwide eye care, ensuring affordable and accessible eye care services.
The Ministry of Health, through the National Eye Health Program, has established service delivery points across the country, both at primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level. And you could see in the 7 health regions in the country, we have 8 secondary eye units. All the regions have a secondary eye unit. In North Bank, we have 2 secondary eye units, which is in West, North Bank West and North Bank East. All these are available to ensure that people have access to eye care services. People can have access to eye care services, and also they should be able to afford eye care services.
Dr. Winston Cisse further emphasized that glaucoma is treatable at Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, detailing the center's expertise and equipment for treating the condition.
Vision loss from glaucoma is silent, it is slow, it is progressive, it is irreversible, but it is treatable. Glaucoma blindness is preventable. The good news is that glaucoma can be screened for, diagnosed, and treated here in the Gambia. We have all the equipment and the expertise needed for the diagnosis and treatment of glaucoma, and encourage the general public to go and get tested. We also want glaucoma patients to get their relatives involved, as the chances of them getting glaucoma are 10 times higher than someone with no history of glaucoma in the family.
World Glaucoma Week aims to address the increasing global prevalence of glaucoma by advocating for better eye health and offering resources to those affected by what is a treatable condition. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Time for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with
Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace, and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture, and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for joining us. This is QTV News. A team of doctors from Spain-based Surgeon in Action are currently in the country to operate on patients with hernia and other medical conditions at the Kanifing General Hospital. Lily M. Camara has more.
The team is in the country for 10 days, from the 5th to the 15th of March, courtesy of the Ministry of Health in collaboration with Chosan Charitable Medical Foundation. During the course of their stay, the doctors will operate on conditions such as hernia, goiter, breast lumps, and thyroids, amongst other conditions. Lamin Sanyang, one of the officers from the surgical department assisting the operating team on the ground, further explains.
We've been having some of these cases on our list for so long due to our meager resources when it comes to materials and human resources. We've been having a backlog of cases, but with their arrival, alhamdulillah, they've almost cleared our list. So this is really something it has gone a long way to the Department of Surgery.
Haruna S. Jallo, president of Chosan Charitable Medical Foundation, and Violeta Insa Sandoval, charged the affairs at Spain's embassy in the Gambia, respectively. Both expressed delight at receiving the doctors in the country. However, they also acknowledges that more needs to be done to support the team in the Gambia.
They volunteered from their own salaries, from their own savings, pay for their tickets, and are willing to come and do extra mile to pay for their own hotels and provide the service to the Gambians. So the challenges they are mentioning, they are real challenges, and I think it is now on us as Gambians to support them here and then help our loved ones and reduce the that backload of samples.
This is one of the objectives of my visit today, to know the situation on the ground, to have contact with the Ministry of Health here, so that we can make it easier, because this team of surgeons are coming twice a year, but we would like to make to strengthen the collaboration, to make it easier for them to come, and to establish a more formal relation and a more formal cooperation.
Dr. Eduardo Pereira del Pozo, team head, explains the conditions of some of the cases.
We have a very big hernia, ventral hernia of a patient of 24 years old who has been operating 2 years ago of gastric perforation. So we need special material that we bring from Spain, and we help him. Now he's in the recovery room, he's so stable, and thanks God everything is okay.
Musa Toure and Lala Jiba are beneficiaries, and speaking to them hours after their operations, expressed satisfaction at the outcome of their respective operations and thanked the team for this lifetime opportunity. Rose Maria, on behalf of ADESA, a not-for-profit organization based in Spain, says the organization seeks to provide sustainable support to the most vulnerable people in society by providing healthcare services and education to children around the world. Mr. Maria called for more support from the Ministry of Health to be able to continue this commendable work to the needy and less privileged. The management of the hospital are grateful for the services offered by the visiting team and called on Gambians to always report cases of this nature to the health facilities for early treatment. For QTV News, Lolly M. Camara.
From that report by Lolly M. Camara, now to international news. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu confirmed that his country has reopened its borders with Niger and lifted all sanctions on its neighbor, 8 months after a military coup in the country which led to the sanctions. Chuldenjai has more.
This confirmation follows the decision of the regional bloc ECOWAS to lift economic sanctions against all the countries who staged military coups, including Niger's military, who overthrew and detained President Mohamed Bazoum in July 2023. President Bazoum was overthrown after serving just 2 years in office. The coup leader says they did so to prevent further economic and security problems. At an emergency summit held in Nigeria in July of last year, the 15-member Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, demanded that Bazoum be reinstated within a week. Otherwise, the bloc said it will take all measures to restore constitutional order. Such measures may include the use of force. After the ECOWAS threat, the coup leaders also closed the country's airspace to prevent the regional bloc from invading the country. The threatened use of force never materialized. The bloc further imposed economic sanctions on the coup leaders and the country, freezing all commercial and financial transactions between member states and Niger, one of the world's poorest nations. Since the imposition of sanctions, Niger and 2 other military-led nations, Mali and Burkina Faso, have declared to permanently withdraw from ECOWAS after their suspension from the regional bloc. During a summit in Abuja on the 24th of February, following dialogue and consultations with the military and a plea from former Nigerian President Yakuba Gowon, ECOWAS decided to lift all the sanctions imposed on Niger and the other military juntas. Given the close cultural and trade ties between Nigeria and Niger, there had also been pressure on Tinubu's government to unilaterally lift the sanctions, a move which they had resisted. Today, I have directed the opening of Nigeria's land and air borders with the Republic of Niger, and the lifting of other sanctions against Niger Republic with immediate effect, Tinubu wrote. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
Well, I'm afraid that's it for QTV News tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Join Adedarami and Mamudun Boj for Weekend Review tomorrow, and have a pleasant night. Bye.